to be on a Formula E grid at London. I'm going to let you know it's a London E3. This is the last corner. Can't go any further, but you can see outside, this is where the cars come back into the Excel Centre. And it's the most interesting grid walk I've ever done, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, we're indoors here, you've got the fans, great view of the pitch, which I absolutely love. If you're going to go to motorsport and get a ticket on the start-finish line, you absolutely need to have a view of the grids. In fact, I've got our first celebrity here, Gamer Muscle. Good to see a celebrity on the grid.
Hello.
We're just saying, I love it when you can see the pits from the grandstand opposite the pit wall. Yeah, which you can't necessarily do at Silverstone because they've recessed it. So, you know, the seating experience here, would you say these are some of the best seats you can actually get in motorsport, arguably?
Pretty much, you're right on the track with a view of everything that's going on, and then you can get on the track if you sneak onto it.
Yeah, awesome seat. We'll catch you later, Gamer Muscle. Go to see Hankook tyres here on the App Cupra car. You can see it, Robin Fries is getting ready to go in. I mean, look how close you can get to the cars. These are the Gen 3, you know by now it's a Gen 3 Formula E car, 350 kilowatts of energy. Recovery on the front axle, they could technically deploy on the front axle as well, but they don't do it. So they could actually go forward drive. You see Robin Fries is just getting ready to jump into that Cupra. That's actually who Gamer Muscle tipped earlier on for this race, but I'm not sure it's really going to work for him. You can see here, here's a Porsche. This is, by the way, by far the busiest grids we have ever done. This is absolute carnage. I might need to carve through a little bit. This is kind of like, you know, Formula 1 levels of grid walk. The narrow view of the Porsche Formula E car, very, very narrow, completely spec chassis. But I would expect, in fact, you see here the steering wheel as well. And obviously the halo. I think that gentleman might have turned off the steering wheel now because they all run proprietary software on their steering wheel. It's actually quite a valuable part. You're going to see here we've got Michi Hoyer and then we've got Sasha Fenestraz, the Nissan driver, getting ready. Hopefully Fenestraz having a good race here. We'll try and catch up with Michi, who's a driver. This is the pits. There's a set of camera coming out as well. And you can see here the pit entry. They've got some Tech Pro here. Now the way Tech Pro barriers work, if you don't know, is inside here there's a lot of foam and stuff like that is designed to slow the impact. So rather hitting a concrete wall directly and you kind of hit a stop, this is designed to destroy itself, and that's why you see delays, red flags in races where the Tech Pro barrier has been destroyed, because it takes some time to rebuild it and make sure it's going to be safe again. See here, this one in the Maserati FE cars, and they've covered the steering wheel because they don't want people to see how they are, or what software they have that is using and analysing the data. Absolute chaos here. I'm going to show you some of the Hankook tyres. You bear with me. And here we go. These are the Hankook wet dry tyres that they use in Formula E. Quite a hard compound. Benefits, obviously they don't need to change them. Here you can see a jack on the back of the car here and trying to get something up as well. We'll let that gentleman go. I think this is Jake Hughes for Neon McLaren getting ready. He might have some of his family in the crowd. You can see here I'm on the grid walk, but frankly, if you get a ticket in the main grandstand here, which is not super expensive, I think about £40 for the all-day ticket, and you see the practice, you see the qualifying, you see the race, you're basically on top of things. Here we go, the start-finish line, which goes into the pit lane as well. So you could have some drama where people decide to finish in the pits or something because they'll go in. That has happened before in London in Formula E. Lucas de Grassi tried that when he's for Audi. See Michi Hoyer. Michi, quick words?
Yeah.
What do you make of this indoor pit lane? It's almost like feels like a studio or a production. It's kind of, I don't know how to describe it.
You mean the indoor main straight or the pit lane as such?
Well, the main straight here, because we've done these grid walks in Berlin, we've done it in Rome, and this is very, very, very different.
The special thing about this one is it's basically a stadium.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
It creates an awesome atmosphere when the races go by. You see the local drivers with Jake Dennis going by and taking positions, and the crowd is cheering.
Yeah.
So that is a very special atmosphere for that venue.
Yeah, well, we'll let you get on, Michi. But it's completely right. It's a sort of Colosseum atmosphere where the sound just echoes around. It can't go out the top, like even a stadium. We've got some more people here, and then we've got the Apt Cupra team are going to be ready, trying to go. Oh, it's Game of Muscle again.
This is the team that I'm doing the esports stuff with, the best team.
That's why you tipped them to win the whole thing.
Exactly, and clearly they did.
Right,
if you ignore reality.
Game of Muscle beat me in the official esports championship, so good job, Game of Muscle. Keep going. And you can see here are DS Penske pit box, and not many people in the pits at the moment because everyone's on the grid, including here Sam Bird. I met Sam Bird in 2015 at the Formula E race in Battersea Park in London. Well, I didn't have any accreditation. I just pretended I had it, and I kind of snuck in, and I had some words with Sam Bird, and I called up with him yesterday and showed him the photo, and it's quite a nice moment, probably more for me than Sam, but it might be his last race day in Formula E, because actually, looks like Nick Cassidy, who's currently driving the customer car Jaguar in the Envision Racing, looks like he's going to be in that car next season. So hoping that Sam Bird, by the way, the context of this race is that the team's championship is level between Jaguar and Envision Racing. They're both two Jaguar powertrain cars, so we'll have to see what Sam Bird and Mitch Evans can do for Jaguar. You can see here we've got the broadcast teams, they're getting ready. This is the Avalanche team, this is Jake here, who I sat next to on the plane back from Rome, and he was just a really cool guy. Said nice drive, and we had a chat about it, and he was very relaxed at that point in time. But you can see now he is taking all of the well-deserved media attention because he is now the 2023 Formula E champion. You see the car rocking and rolling backwards. A lot of attention around the Andretti car with a Porsche powertrain. Everyone wants to speak to him. How cool is that? Actually, one of the coolest guys in motorsport, Jake Dennis, very humble, very nice guy, and hopefully this propels his career a little bit. Maybe he can make it 2 in a row for Andretti. We will see if Porsche can deliver him. Here is the maestro himself, who was actually trying to negotiate some stuff with Porsche yesterday because the Porsche cars were potentially holding him up. So big congratulations, and you can see here all of the media attention for Jake Dennis. It's a great look here as well at the Andretti car. You can see at the front, that is the Porsche badge, because Formula E is a spec race. So there's a spec chassis, or a spec parts. You can't even change the aero, but the powertrain is different between the cars. Game of Muscle's here again.
Oh, I'm here again.
Any other comment, Game of Muscle?
Talk to the rappers, talk to the cool
Let's
rappers.
ask Formula quick question for Kireth YouTube. Who are you backing today in the race? Jake Dennis, that's your team.
Yeah, that's my team I race for, so
Yeah.
I have them.
Well, Jake Dennis, I think, is one of the coolest guys in motorsport. You must have,
And he can just chill today because he's champion.
and that might take the pressure off. Right, I know you've got a photo coming up, so I won't keep you. Thanks, Formula Lina. We're going to keep going. Formula Lina's racing today in the esports thing. We'll keep going further down until we get told not to go anywhere. This is another Jaguar car. It's been Mitch Evans. See, the car's actually up there on the jacks, and actually the left rear wheel's off as well. So interesting work going on the Jaguar car for Mitch Evans. The contest is Mitch Evans was actually one of the drivers who could have won the championship, but hasn't really gone his way in the last few races. See here, catch up with driver 61, Scott Mansell. What do you think about the indoor start-finish straight? And
well, you know what I was just thinking. Actually, it's a very unusual surface, right? So
Yeah.
do you think that changes
guys.
what they do off the grids?
Struggling with the
I know the burnout's very important. We saw people doing burnouts into the last corners. Is it because you think it might be dustier or it might be less grip available?
I do not know, right? I think it might be to scrub the tyres in or something, because obviously we're heading into wet conditions now. It's going to be really interesting to see how the drivers adapt from outside in the wet.
Is it raining outside now?
Yeah, it's
oh wow!
absolutely
Okay.
hammering it down
okay.
outside.
I didn't know that.
Coming into here into the dry
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll have to see, because it's very difficult to overtake sometimes, but if you can be good on the outside, you can maybe get those overtakes done. Well, we'll catch Scott later maybe, and we'll keep going over here, have a look at one of the... oh, it's still the Jaguar car, I've gone in a bit of a circle. You can see again the wheels on the right side. Oh, very loud. Attaching that wheel, that left front wheel is now on. It's already on. I'll try and go around the periphery here so you can sort of see in the cockpit. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. By the way, do you enjoy this video? Let me know. You see Jaguar there, it's running Jaguar OS. No information, but that is where a lot of the value is added by the teams because so many spec parts, chassis, aero. Driver 61 says, here we go, the suspension on the front. What do you think they might be doing, Scott?
Well, I don't know. So that's obviously the rocker there.
Yeah.
They're changing the springs. I don't know.
I saw the left rear was off as
That's
well.
the roll bar. They're taking the roll bar off it.
Could it be
changing the roll bar? This is the roll bar.
Could this be a change because of the wet conditions?
Yeah, softer roll bar. So they'll put a softer roll bar in the front of it to help it turn in.
Because they can't change the tyres because the tyres are wet dry.
Yeah.
So all they can do to adjust is on.
So the roll bar goes in here, slot in here, and then it'll be attached to these two arms that come up here, and then it's attached to the suspension through the rocker here.
Well, awesome to see.
A little bit more space.
Sorry,
lads.
Awesome to see. I mean, this is where the mechanics just are otherworldly, right, in terms of what they can do. Right, it's not a film, but thanks, Scott. We've got Hayden here as well, one of my fellow creators.
Does that thing steer the car?
That thing, I think, I wouldn't know too much about it because I normally crash when I'm driving Formula E car.
I saw earlier, yeah.
It's apparently wet outside, dry inside.
Interesting, okay.
How do you think that's going to work? Because they're going to be sliding around outside, the tyres will be wet.
You don't really get that in any other sort of racing series, do you? So to go for like a dry period of I suppose Monaco Tunnel is like the only section where you have that.
Yeah.
But to have such a large section of track, I think it's going to be a big challenge. Luckily for them, it's obviously, these are all weather tyres.
Yeah.
So you don't just have like a mix from slicks in or wet conditions where you're going to get them too hot in here and cold out there. There's nothing.
But have a look at the burnout they've done, Hayden, on the floor. Can you see the tyre marks? So they're really trying to do their burnout. And even the Formula E start process, they do a little burnout and then they go. So they're trying to get temperature in the tyres and they're going. I'm really excited to see it. Boy, we'll catch you later, Hayden.
Yes,
good to see you. Been racing Hayden earlier. He beat me. He's a lot faster than me, this guy. Let's check him out. Here we go. Here's an Envision car. Great to see. This is also on the jacked up. So yeah, it looks like the wet weather outside. You don't get this. Now, the race yesterday, by the way, there was a race yesterday here, was absolutely crazy. It was madness. There were drivers who did not want to fix their cars and take a penalty. They would go driving out there with no front wing. Utter madness. And today I think we're going to have a similar thing because there's going to be wet, dry. There's definitely going to be cars going into the wall and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be very entertaining. We're getting to the front now. As I always say, it gets very busy when you go to the front of the grid. We're going to try and sneak through now. We might be getting through. Here is Chris Hoy, an absolute legend in both motorsport and cycling. Someone who's driven at Le Mans. Yeah, there we go. There is the start-finish line. Yeah, we're going. There's. Oh my God, I'm getting corralled. We'll have to go. It's absolute carnage on the grid here, but I just want to say a few things. Firstly, really good seats over here. You see everything. If there's drivers coming in to change their front wing in the pit boxes because they've taken damage on it, you're going to see that here. You're also going to see the start of the race, so I recommend it. That's great. And basically, you're close enough to the grid. These are the Gran Turismo people. I have something to announce that movie that I can't say yet, but these are the people that are officially announcing the movie. To take from that what you will, and we're sort of trying to get funneled back. We will see. Hayden's here and everyone. Gran Turismo movie coming out. Think it's going to do really well? Yeah, I think so. Oh, that's my Martin Brundle moment there. And the Jaguar car, again, they are still working on that suspension. Hang on a second. I'll try and get around. Sorry?
Who's that?
He's a star of the new Gran Turismo movie. He's playing Jan Mardenborough.
Who is he? Why didn't they get Jan to do it?
I don't. That's a really good point. Maybe they tried him. But I'm sure someone's been giving him driving lessons, Scott. Here we go, the Jaguar car. Lots of people here supporting Jaguar. It's a home race for them, obviously, and they've just put on the front bit of that car, and now they're going to get the wheel gun out and attach the front wheel. Brakes on the front, no brakes on the rear, really, in a Formula E car. You can see that disc there. That's basically an emergency brake because it's really the electric motor that becomes the brakes. It's a brake-by-wire system, and I'm still getting funneled. Try and come over here. Maybe some teams have decided to make a change to... Oh, it's Game of Muscle again.
Yeah, do you know what's really interesting? I was just chatting to a mechanic whilst they're doing the tyres, and like he was saying how the tyre pressures are really, really important with this, and that's why you can see them.
Let's speak to the gentleman here. So what brings you to Formula E?
Honestly, I'm DJing for my guy right here.
Oh, nice. You're enjoying Formula E?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Great to see you. Good luck. Right, we'll keep going back. near the front of the grid, the Jaguar cars, the mechanics there deciding to make a change, which is awesome. Here we go, the people with the pits numbers, which is very important when all the drivers come back because they're going to do a burnout before they go. Hope you enjoy all the action. Here's Norman Nato, who's a driver looking very, very, very focused for the Nissan team. Hopefully he's going to do really well today. You can see Nissan let us know, look at their steering wheel last time around, really interesting. Nissan have a program where basically originally they came into Formula E, they used their road knowledge to improve on the track, and now they say they're using their track knowledge to improve on the roads. It's like road to track to road, which is what they're doing. This is a DS Penske team, number 1 on the car, because it's Stoffel van Dorn's car, and he is currently technically the actual Formula E world champion. He's going to be in Formula 1 tomorrow, test driving for Aston Martin. You can see him here, so presumably he'll be back next year as well for DS Penske, who had a decent start to the season but didn't quite work out there. Oliver Turvey as well, who's a very experienced reserve driver, very strong driver lineup for DS Penske. John-Eric Verne, the other one, and I have an interview with John-Eric Verne that you want to check out. By the way, if you enjoy this stuff, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, gives us the access, which is awesome to see. Got the Envision car here behind us, and we're getting filtered back off the grid. I'm going to try and come over here to the other side and get a look again at Sam Bird's Jaguar. You can see Sam Bird getting some last minute instructions. Might be his last race to Formula E. An absolute hero. They're checking the tyre pressures. They probably made us a suspension change. But what I was going to say earlier is maybe some of the teams have decided not to risk it and change their setup because they might struggle to actually get it done in time, where some of the teams have backed their engineers to be able to do it, and it looks like Jaguar is one of those teams. It's very interesting to see. As it goes past the Envision team now, we've got the App Cupra. Spoken with Adrian Tambay, who's the rookie driver for this car, and his dad was actually in Formula E, and he's a really nice guy. Spoke to us about sim racing, just trying to give you the vibe now really, on the old GoPro. Oh, it's Game Muscle again. Go left hand side and have a look here at the front nose cone, because those are going to be, well, not everyone is going to finish this race with a front nose cone. We saw that yesterday. In fact, some teams are probably going to elect to not change it. Dan Tickton behind us. Really awesome guy who's confirmed that I am faster than Gamer Muscle. So that is confirmed by Dan Tickton, absolutely official. What brings you to Formula E?
Thank you.
What brings you to Formula E?
Actually, I came from Jordan as a lifestyle influencer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to cover the event.
What's your handle? How can people follow you?
Mosab_Jaber. MOSAB_JABER.
Definitely go and check that out. Awesome to see how many people come from Formula E here. Here is Jean-Eric Verne. He is a 2-time Formula E world champion, driving for DS Penske. He was really cool with us with the interview, spoke to him about what Formula E can do to improve and this kind of stuff, and he was very generous at his time. Coming now to the neon McLaren, they've got a custom livery, I think, this time around. That was AI designed, I've heard. And, McLaren basically bought the assets from the Mercedes, Formula E team that were the world champions last time round with Stoffel van Dorn. Now this is a bit where you have to get on the grid as soon as possible. Coming to another Andretti car. Here we go, everyone's getting ready. So it looks like some cars might be on wet setups, some cars might be on dry setups. The tyres are going to be all wet and dry. This is the bit that you don't see on Sky Sports, isn't it? Got to get off the grid, otherwise we're not really important to this race. The important bit is the race. We're just all sort of, thank you very much. We're just all people just sort of milling around. We're not racing drivers, not engineers. I guess we're just sort of adding to the sort of event. But I really like this part of the race. And you can see here again, see if we can go around the back. Thanks.
Let's keep moving.
Sasa Fenestras here, going to try and have a really good result. They look like they've been doing some last minute changes on that Nissan car. And coming to near the back of the grid, I think the grid actually curves around just a little bit. And I'll try and peek round and see if I can see any of the rain or feel the rain, because I don't even know what that's like. I've never done anything like that. I've raced a lot in real life, in wet conditions and dry conditions and mixed conditions, but I've never ever raced where half of the circuit is indoor and half of the circuit is outdoor in the rain. It's absolutely insane. I don't even know how they do it. We'll have a chat with the medical car driver as we do on these grid walks, by the way. And here we go, the Cupra car. He's going to get you a look at the view. This is the view that he has all the way coming into the very tight turn 1. And finally we've got the medical car here that's going to come around. It's a Porsche today. This has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, I'm walking. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We're coming off the grid. We'll see you in the next video.